Love, Death and Robots, Season 3, Episode 6, named Swarm. I recommend you watch it before proceeding with my analysis. It was arrogant to think that Swarm is brainless, somewhat meaningless species, or to be a bit exact, unity of different species absorbed by the swarm. Galina, our female protagonist, for some reason ignored or forgot her work regarding Swarm and its millions of years of evolution. Simon, our male protagonist, convinced Galina with his idea to use Swarm for humanity's benefit. This approach was obvious meddling with Swarm's unity and uniqueness. It felt itself threatened, resulting in initiation of a defensive protocol, reaction to fight a threat to its existence. First to fall was Galina, and Simon did not notice her absence despite them being very close, until drones notified him of something regarding her. When Simon eventually was brought to Galina, he witnessed something else but his partner. Simon confronted something abominable, some sort of symbiotic enslavement where Galina was used as an instrument. Simon did not have much time for his situation to sink in, to realize his true state, while he witnessed Galina being violently connected to an enormous brain-like formation. But what was it? What was Galina connected to? It was Swarm's defensive reaction, and Galina's brain was used as a blueprint to modify and now study human species. Swarm managed to create enhanced version of the human cerebrum, with more efficient connections, significantly better topology, taking in consideration all flaws and disadvantages of the human brain, bettering its pH, nerve conduction velocity, connectivity and efficiency in glucose uptake, and tissue integrity, allowing the swarm to multitask, to play through all possible cognitive options, and all of that in an extremely short amount of time. This dialogue with the swarm's cerebrum we saw was just a tease, Swarm's way to gloat in front of a meager representative of human species, Simon, that he and all his kind are nothing, and fate of the whole species was sealed right in that moment. No matter the agreements, entire human species was from now on doomed. Swarm's true intentions were not revealed. It was presented to us, the viewers, as if some sort of agreement was concluded. But no. Superior organism and mind will never consider with something lower than itself, and human species was from the moment simply beneath. Swarm did not need any threats or agreements to assimilate human species. It just flexed in front of Simon. So what would it do? Cloning? No. That is too primitive, and why limit itself with such confines? Entire broad spectrum of genetic manipulation opportunities are already here, so to say within reach. Two different sexes of one species, female capable of producing large gametes, ovules, and the male which produces small gametes, spermatozoa. The swarm can easily extract our female protagonist's reproduction eggs, considering evolutional capabilities of the swarm. Let us visually assume that Galina is something in her late 30s, that is person with knowledge, degrees and experience in something biological field, and young people do not tend to be so smart and experienced in their 20s. That is, in late 30s, human female has something 80,000 eggs. All these ova are to be extracted at will. As we saw, some tubes were already placed on her tummy, so Swarm's plan is anyway to extract those eggs and fertilize them with Simon's semen, and all of this will be done forcibly, unceremoniously, with a lot of pain and suffering. And from that on, Swarm can genetically modify human species as it pleases, considering the fact that human fetus has already millions of eggs, that is during its development. Of course depending on the gender, but those are details. So all these eggs are to be collected, and sure, I am not the one to tell you how many sperm cells does human male produce. And floodgates are open. Now Swarm can shape the genetic material as it pleases, something distorted and perverse representation of Adam and Eve. But there is no ethics, total dominance over nature's way. Swarm can manipulate with nature as it wills, without questioning itself, creating weak or strong hybrids, depending which hierarchical position Swarm wants, now pseudo-humans, to be. Swarm has its own vision of its future, and Homo sapiens has a special place in it, if at all. Simon accepted the challenge, thinking he has some Uno reverse card in his sleeve, but this is delusion. Unfortunately, human cannot outsmart collective mind that has millions of years of evolution, experience of enslavement of other organisms, and that works in unison.